everyone, welcome back to Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with another Rumour Has It video. We're talking about players linked to the football club in the summer transfer window. Up front here, we're talking about attackers. Now, there's no question that we've got two fantastic centre forwards on our books who had brilliant seasons last season in Alexander Isak and Callum Wilson. But we need cover. Chris Wood's obviously gone to Nottingham Forest. Still can't believe they got that deal done, to be fair. But yeah, so we're probably desperately in need of another striker. Because if anything happens to those two, we'll probably be in trouble, really. You know, you're going to end up with probably a makeshift centre forward in there, be it Mickey Almiron or maybe Anthony Gordon, possibly Maxi if he stays or something like that. So we definitely need somebody outside of those two in case something happens, or if we're going to play with two up front, or if he's actually going to play on the left-hand side of the front three. But there is players being linked. You know, we've talked about younger players and maybe up-and-coming strikers that can possibly learn off those two. But we have been linked to a striker here who's not the youngest of strikers. He's kind of in between the ages of Wilson and Alexander Isak. So he's 26 years old. We're going to get stuck right into this player in a minute. He's had a great season last season. He does look pretty handy. So I think he could do a job in the Premier League. He looks Premier League ready, in my opinion. But we'll have a look at him in a second. Just before we do, as we always say, if you're new to the channel, you check us out for the first time, hello to you and welcome on board. Click that subscribe button. Hang around. Why not? 4,000 people have done it already, and hopefully they don't regret it. And would love you guys to be part of it as well. So we've had a great, first couple of years as Evermore. We're still not even a second year birthday yet, and we're at a great position at 4,000. But loads more room for you guys. Smash that button, come and join us. Loads of Newcastle stats and chats before balls even kicked in anger for next season. So come and be part of it. And let's get stuck into this player we're talking about now. Who am I waffling on about? Let me put you out your misery. I'm talking about this player who is Youssef En-Nesyri. I think you pronounced that right. Apologies if I pronounced that wrong. So he's a Moroccan international. He's played over 60 times for Morocco already. I think he's got about 17, 18 goals or something like that. But he's been playing his football in Sevilla in La Liga. Helped Sevilla win the Europa League against Jose Mourinho in that really angry, nasty final where Jose lost his shit, if you remember it very well. But he is a nifty player. You know, he's big and he's strong. I think he's about 6'2". He's a very good target man. He's very good in the air. Capable of, holding the player off, shoving the player on his arse, battling with centre halves. But he's got some quite decent movement as well. He, pulls off the shoulder quite well. And when he gets in front of goal, he's a very clinical finisher. As you can see there, 48 appearances, 18 goals last season. So it's not too bad that. And obviously, playing on the European stage as well and scoring plenty of goals. So he does look a decent player. Now, I think he's valued at the minute at about 20 million euro, but apparently Sevilla could do with some money in. They're struggling a little bit. And a good offer could persuade him to come to the Premier League. He has flirted with the Premier League before. He's been linked to a few of the clubs in the past, like West Ham, I think, as well. And it's never been right for him. He's stayed in La Liga for a few years now, but I think he feels, like a move to Newcastle United and this project that we're building could be something that appeals to him. And apparently we are linked, according to the chatter in amongst the football world of many different news outlets. We don't do ITK here. We just do what we hear is get linked in the media. And most of the time, it turns into something, to be fair. There's some players that we're linked to that turns into nothing, like James Maddison. But, you've always got to talk about these players. That's what we do. We bring you content. So let's have a look at his stats and break them down individually, as Mark always does in the Super Duper computer. So as I said there, he's played 48 times for Sevilla last season with 18 goals. Comparing that to Alexander Isak on the side, Alexander Isak is obviously younger than him and clearly, in my opinion, our number one centre forward going next season, no matter how well Wilson did. 29 games, 11 goals for Isak and 2 assists, only 1 assist for En-Nesyri. Because it's not really his game. He's a bit more of a target man. Give me the ball rather than give it to somebody else. But in terms of breaking that down per 90, so he's on 0.48 goals per 90. Isak 0.59, phenomenal strike rate for Isak, really was. If he'd been fit all season, I think he would have been over 20 goals easily. Hopefully that's what we're going to be seeing from Alexander this season coming. But expected goals 0.43, 0.46, so it's quite similar in regards to that one. Shots per game, you can see En-Nesyri's taking 3.2 versus Isak's 2.8. Shots on target 137 and 129. So he's got a good strike rate in terms of shots on target. Goals to shot ratio 0.15, so he's just behind Alexander on that one. Assists, he's also just behind at 0.3 and 0.5. Pass completion, 65%, so slightly down on Isak. Isak has a great ability to really find the ball as well. He seems to be almost a winger and a striker rolled into one. If we had 2 of them, good God, would be dangerous. Key passing, 0.62, as you can see, Isak's key passing is a little bit higher than that. Shot creation chances, Isak's creating a lot more as well. So looking at the individual breakdowns in terms of the red, amber, greens. So goals, you can see En-Nesyri's not a bad company there, across the top 5 European leagues, UCL, UEL over the last 365 days. Is 68th percentile, so it's not too bad there. His non-penalty goals as well as 78th percentile, so sort of he's scoring pens all the time. He's scoring an open play quite a bit there. Goal to shot ratios half decent. Shots are good at 82 percentile. Shots on target at 84. Assists are low. Shot creation chances are low, but for me, he's a target man. He's not a goal creating striker. He's not like an Isak that's going to pull out wide and whip in great crosses for Wilson and stuff like that. He's not going to do that. He's just a play down the middle, give me the ball, and we'll do something. So technically, he's probably more comparable, I think, to Wilson than Isak. But Isak is going to be our main man, so I think that's why Mark's done that comparison, just to give you a bit of flavour. If anything was to happen to the main man, could El-Nesyri step in and do the job? Touches in the area, you can see there he's got some good touches in the area. Doesn't get dispossessed, so he uses the ball really well. He's got good upper body strength, quick feet, and he's got a good ability to move the ball around. So he doesn't get the ball nicked off him by a lot of defenders. But in terms of his carries, he doesn't really do a lot of that. I think he's more of a make a run, get a goal type centre forward. There's nothing wrong with that, really. I know people say that's dying in the game, but I think you need a bit of a mix in your front line. Aerials one, he's up with the 76th percentile as well, so he's very good at winning the ball in the air as well, as you can see. But let us know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think En-Nesyri is going to be a good addition to the team? I mean, he's not that young striker that we're thinking about. He could just be another name getting thrown out there, but for just under 20 million quid, 26 years old, Moroccan international, built for the Premier League, it might not be a bad bit of business really for Newcastle, but I do think we could do with another option up top there. We can't just have Isak and Wilson, because if anything happens to one of those two, and let's be honest, they both have had injuries this last season, so you don't really want to have going to a season where you've got Premier League, Champions League, domestic cups with only two proper strikers. You really need a third one in the mix there. I think somebody can play there who can give you something up through the middle. But I'm sure we'll be linked to loads of other players as the window continues. Let us know in the comments below whether you would take En-Nesyri, or whether you'd want somebody better or somebody younger. Drop us some suggestions in there if you think, and if we're linked to the player, we'll maybe load them into super duper stat computer as well and see how they fare against the lads we've already got in the squad. But that's us all done for this episode of Rumour Has It. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, consider subscribing, smash that button, come and join us, like the video, help the channel grow, and we'll be back with some more transfer banter soon, I'm sure, because it's relentless at the minute. But we'll see you next time, guys. Take it easy. Bye-bye.